hello. We have got, I feel like we are in a apple orchard of sports topics, and we just keep reaching up, and there are just more apples and topics. Jeremy Otto with a very professional update.
Topics are like
just picking the orchard, my man.
They're like they're plentiful, like Otto's kids.
And who knows, maybe one more will pop up before day's end. Wouldn't shock me the way Otto operates.
Yeah, he said he had a great weekend.
All right, so I can't believe this is our lead, but you're right to do it, along with what was in Otto's update. Mm-hmm. So I've been told by David, you'd like to ask me a question. I will answer said question. This is how it was explained to me by our executive pastor producer, David Hall. I just want to jump right into it.
Well, Mike, yesterday I asked the listeners the question after the sweep. The Tigers scored 25 runs in Tampa. They swept the first place Tampa Rays.
Who were 2-8 in their last 10.
Hey, you were awful. You won 3 games. You take what you get, okay?
Cool. Steven Matz.
Okay.
All right, carry on.
And I asked people, hey, what's that line? What is that line that, you know what, if you do this, I'll start believing again? Because there's 60% of the people are probably somewhere in limbo. They want to write this team off, but if the team shows a pulse, they will come back. I'm going to ask you a different question.
Oh, I don't get the what will it take for me to believe?
You can answer that one.
All right.
You can answer that one.
It's a golden corral of questions, yes.
Are you encouraged by what happened with the 3 games, or does it tick you off what happened with the 3 games?
Oh, wow.
Are you encouraged that they won 3 games? Hey, maybe this team's going to be okay. But are you discouraged because now they believe in themselves?
No. Now, sports topic apple orchard. Now we get Buster Olney saying the Tigers are telling teams they won't trade Scooble. They're telling teams as of right now they're not selling. The sweep of the Rays could fuel their hopes of climbing back. Okay.
The Tigers won again.
Yeah, I don't care. All right, I want to make sure I do this right, because if I snap answer this, our Evan's video co-captain John in LA is, he'll have his pants around his ankles.
You can take a second.
Videos. No, I want to be tactical, because you kind of set me up for a fail.
I wonder where I learned that.
I know, right? I learned it by watching you. I am neither encouraged or what was the term used? Angered?
Yeah.
I'm neither. Let me say that. I think what they did in Tampa is irrelevant to the question. Everything with baseball is you have to zoom out. It's not like college football or NFL. It's not even like the NBA. There's 162 games. So I look at a team that's been swept 6 times by the time the calendar went June 1. All I do mentally is go, okay, would my opinion of this team be different had they swept the Red Sox and got swept by the Rays? They'd be in the same place. Then I go, okay, well, what effect did this sweep have? Did the Guardians go to New York and get swept? Did we pick up a couple of games? Shout out Stevie Y. No and no. Because the Guardians went to New York and beat the brakes off the Yankees. Mm-hmm. So I'm neither. I think if we factor in the sweep contributing to Buster Olney's report, then I get upset. No, want to be careful. We're in a good mood. Then I get annoyed.
Okay.
Agitated.
Good answer.
Because my thoughts of the Tigers, and I don't like when organizations do this. That as an organization, I really think they enjoy their own scent a little too much. They as an organization, they kind of admire their bathroom sessions. How on God's green earth could a collection of borderline Ivy League educated people take a 3-game set against a scuffling, albeit good team? Well, my thought about Tampa Bay.
But they're fake. They're first in the East.
Food and clothes and car. I don't care. You can't take 3 games out of 162 and do an organizational pivot. I just don't believe in it. They were a 500 team before injuries truly ravaged them, right? What's 500 going to get you?
500 gets you, I think they finished with 73 or 74 wins. If they play 500 ball from here on out.
There you go. So nowhere near good enough.
Yeah. They go 50 and 50.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if I said, okay, I'll give them a few more. 86 is the gold standard to make the playoffs. So now we can go back to your question of like, all right, what would it take? And I gotta factor in Scooble. Yeah. You can't trade Scooble in 10 minutes. I think that's weeks of talks. By July 15th, a full 2 weeks before the deadline, 5 games out of first.
Yeah, we had a caller who said that. I think it was the first caller we had. I forgot his name.
I want to say 4, and there's a reason. Like, I always feel like if you want me to believe in you, I need to know that by the time the next series you play is over, you could vault into a tie or be out by a game. But, Rico, I'm not knocking a team for winning, but I'm also before I left, I did say 2 things, right? I said, A, Tampa and the Tigers is my version of baseball hell. Because I think it's
fairness.
It's a garbage approach to the sport. It's why Tampa will never win a World Series. It's why you won't win a World Series playing the way you play. You just won't. But it's 2 teams who think they're smarter than everybody, and we're doing the optionality tango. Cool. No one's interested. The other side was, I said to you, I am not convinced that even after that White Sox series, I said this Monday, I'm not convinced they're going to trade Scooble. Much easier for Scott Harris to sell his owner hope, and we can be in this, and we're going to sell out games, and it's much easier to do that than what? Stand up from the coney and tell your owner, I have to put my ass in the jackpot, you're going to pay for it, and I'm going to have to trade the best arm we'll ever have. Because the product of that trade, much like Avila, will go a long way in defining whether I get to have a job. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen anything from Scott Harris suggestive he's ready for that. Sorry, haven't seen it.
No, as a matter of fact, according to Buster Olney, they're not trying to trade him.
That's why I read the quote, brother. So it's a complicated question.
It is.
And I never wanted to write them off because of, hey, there's 115 games. There's 105 games.
Oh, well, like I said, you didn't. But in the grand scope of things, 20% of the people, they've written this team off. There's nothing they can do.
And they're not wrong.
20% of the people, no matter what they do, they're going to go to the games. They're Tigers fans. How dare you not believe?
Well, they're jackasses too.
It's the 60% in the middle who they passively watch. They check their phone for the score. They want us. They tune into us to see what happened. You're not going to take away my time and steal my joy, but if you start winning again,
you can get me back.
You can get me back.
Yeah. But I just think my point to the people, 3 games is not start winning. Like, it's because of 162 games, and I'm not telling you I'm right. I view things in like 10-game increments.
Well, that's where I was. I included yesterday's game, and I said, okay, you got Seattle coming here, you got Minnesota here, and then you're at Cleveland. Including yesterday's game, go 8-2.
Right,
and I'll listen to you.
It would be a bounce
series.
But here's the other part, and I'm this is where I think it's important to be like, okay, the sweep is cool in a vacuum. You didn't gain any ground. What'd you get, a half game because Cleveland was idle 2 days ago? What are we talking about? And it's not like Cleveland was playing, the Sacramento A's. They were playing the Yankees in the Bronx. Swept them. So here's my thing. The longer form question is, what would it take to get back? I probably need a month. I need inverse May. Is that wrong?
You agree with the crack pass.
That's exactly what I said yesterday. They won 5 games 5 games in May. They have to flip it and lose 5 games in June.
Yeah, or
you're
like
asking for 21-5.
No. Like, how about like 18-7? You need a month where you claw back to 500 because they're so far below 500. But here's what I would prefer if it's good with you guys. I'll have any conversation you want. I love all our stuff today. The only thing is the thing I'm agitated about. I don't know if it's true. I'm not saying that Buster wasn't told that. But do you expect me to believe that a group of allegedly very intelligent people who think very highly of themselves, after 3 games, we're not trading Scuba? That's tough for me.
Maybe it's because of how they won the 3 games, Mike, because I think we broke down the number. The 25 runs they scored was 10% of the runs they've scored all year in just that 3 days.
Right, which anomaly much?
So, it could be as this, the ball flies when it's hot outside.
I want to ask the Scooble question to people because maybe they just want to buy time with the comment. Maybe by telling only we're not selling on June 4th. That's why I'm not upset. I'm annoyed. There's a difference. There's a difference between frustration and anger.
Right.
I'm frustrated. I would trade him as early as possible to set the market, to take the prorated amount of his contract and boost what I get back, and to do right by the organization. I don't think there's anyone out there who believes they're winning a World Series. Even when I said they could get there, I think you'll get your ass kicked. But get there. I mean, Lord knows you haven't won a World Series in basically 50 years. And you haven't been to one in what seems like 50, but it's, 14 years. Rico, I just don't see a world you don't trade him. Now, if they were 10 games up, what did we say? You were the one saying it. Go all in around them. They did exactly that. We're not having the convo. I just don't see a world you're not at least starting dialogue with teams. Hey, we're not ready to do this, but if we did, what would it look like? I really hope to God that Olney's wrong. The problem is, the group down there, they love their own scent.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, baby.
All right, David, save it. Tell us how you feel.
I'll tell you next.
Next.
Okay, then.
97-1.